What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hurt Business Podcast. As always, I'm one half of the host. My name is Ferris Sharari, and I'm joined today by the other half.
What's up, my G's? Josh in the building.
The real bad man.
Forgot about that line. Been a while.
It is.
Been a minute.
It sure has. And as a result of the long time they'll record, this episode will be a lot of just recapping what's been going on. We haven't got on here since before that Saudi Arabia UFC card a few weeks ago. So brush on Izzy and that loss. Nasruddin's win. We'll talk a little UFC 312 from last weekend. And then we'll preview this weekend towards the back half of the pod. But without further ado, I feel like there's no better person to ask than you. Is this... I feel like everybody's asking, is this the end of Izzy? I don't even like that question because, like, there is no end to these fucking legends. But at that high level, like fighting for championships and being a top contender, is that what he wants? Is that, like, the next step for Izzy after this loss?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good question. I feel like he's been pretty vocal about it after his loss to I believe it was Sean Strickland. But once he lost to Sean Strickland, I believe he was just like, like I'm here for exciting fights at this point. Like I've already, cemented my legacy here in the middleweights, and I respect that, bro. Honestly, I respect that out of him. He's getting up there in age, man. He's got some wear and tear on him. He's had a few, KOs, TKOs prior to Strickland, and some tough losses in between that, and I think at this point, as sad as it is to say, and it doesn't feel right saying it, I just don't see, I don't really see Israel at the top anymore with a belt in his hand, at least. I don't know, man. We'll get a little bit more into that talking about Nasruddin and his fight, but I don't see him at the top anymore of the food chain. I think there are things in his game that, there's, holes in his game that I feel like, he hasn't really improved upon, or, and, the mistakes he's making in there. And, aside from that, like, his overall chin level is kind of diminished a little bit as well. And it's when you combine those things with the old age, it's like not a good recipe, man. It's a recipe for disaster, as they say. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel. I'm still emotional about it. I know it's been a couple weeks now, but still a little emotional. Yeah, not over it quite bit.
Fair. I mean, it is your favorite fighter. And it's tough to see them get absolutely fucking knocked out and smashed, right? That's
all right. Relax.
What happened?
We don't need to say all that, bro.
You're right.
He got knocked out. All right.
Trolling you. Yeah, he did. And honestly, like in that first round, he looked really good. Like after the first round ended, I'm like, this is good. This is vintage Izzy. He's there. He's present. He's doing everything he usually does. But then, like the very beginning of the second round with the like cup shot. The referee kind of paused it for a split second, and then like instantly he got cracked. Yeah. And it wasn't even that first one as much as it was like the second one when he was back against the fence, when Nasruddin just like bullseye, just yeah. What does this mean for Nasruddin though? Is he like absolutely the next up? Does Hamza get the shot over him? Does he fight Hamza? What would you say is next for Imavov?
Honestly, I think he either gets a title or I don't know. Do you think he gets a title? I'm curious what you think, because you were on a good point there.
The last guy who beat Izzy fought for a title.
Yeah.
So I feel like
the last guy also just lost 5 rounds in a row to the guy that has the belt. So
yeah, that's true. Also not wrong, but I don't know personally, like. Beating Israel, a legend, is such a big cap where like you would think it boosts you to a title fight, but Nasruddin just doesn't have like the personality I think the UFC is trying to push. Like even after he won that fight, I'm like there was no part of it. I'm like, yeah. The whole time I was just like, yeah, fuck this guy. And I don't know if it's because he's French or what the case is, but like the whole time I was like, yeah, fuck this guy. Where's Brian Battles?
Mhm.
Where's the Butcher? Let's get the fucking Butcher to smash this. But the Butcher's a different weight class. Anyways, yeah, in a perfect world, I seen DDP in the post fight last weekend after his win. He's talked about what he sees next for the division, and that was he fights Hamza next, and Imavon fights Kyle Bohario, which I think that's a
Kyle?
street fight. Yeah, Kyle. I think that's a fucking banger right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good setup for him. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when you look at it that way too, it's like Nasruddin has been on a good run. He did beat a former champion that was champion for several years. You know, that's huge. He knocked him out too. Like that is very good cause for fighting for a title next. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Nasruddin fight for a title, you know, in his next fight. Will it happen? I'm not sure. Dana will set it up quite yet.
Yeah.
But then you look at what Strickland just did, and it looks like he needs to take a little bit of time away from the octagon and work on some things too. So
yeah, honestly, it's
took a beating.
It's been like the last 2 weeks of fallen middleweights, huh?
Yeah.
Izzy, Strickland, Patty Mahomes. He got fucking smashed last weekend too.
It's a tough one for the middleweights. But
yeah. Some.
I mean, there's a new guy in town, man. There's a new guy in town, and he's here to stay. And you know, I've learned to accept that now. You know,
yeah,
DDP's good, man.
That's right. Things change so much in this sport, man. So I'm excited how Imavov kind of shapes out with DDP, if that's next, or Ka or Makachev, or whatever they do next. But DDP is the world champ, bro. He definitely won that fight. I know the first one against Strickland, there was all that. Oh, he hit me with his head. It was a headbutt that opened up the eye, and after the eye, I couldn't do nothing. There was none of that this time around. In this fight, it was I broke your nose twice, and it was both times. It was with my fist, and just a pure sweep on the judges' court, sweep through the rounds, and a beating. DDP's the world champion. What did you think of that fight?
Yeah, I thought it was. I mean, I thought this fight went exactly how I thought it was going to go. To be honest,
yeah,
I thought it was going to be a clean sweep for DDP. I wish we had to talk about it, but I thought it was going to be a clean sweep. I mean, the first fight was a little bit, you know, toe to toe in a sense, but I feel like once DDP, since DDP got in there for 5 rounds with Strickland, I feel like he knows how to make the adjustments. You know, he's a great fighter. Sean Strickland, you know what's going to come after you. You know what you're going to get when you fight him. He's annoying to fight. That's pretty much it. Like Sean Strickland he's an excellent fighter. He's one of the best strikers. But he's very straightforward, man. He's going to walk in front of you. He's not going to move his head much.
Yeah,
his defense is he'll jab you, throw some kicks here and there, but he's not really that hard of a fighter to read. And when you're at that high level that DDP is at, having 5 rounds with that guy, there was no doubt in my mind he was going to come back with a perfect game plan for him. And he did, man. He absolutely smashed this guy. He didn't even need to wrestle him. He just stayed on the back foot, jabbed his face, countered him, and it was just an easy night for him. It was a very simple, straightforward performance for him. And honestly, seeing that is crazy. Like DDP is, if you're in the middleweight division, like I'd be scared of that guy now. Like to see him go to a close fight with Sean Strickland, and then to fight him again and absolutely not even leave anything up for the judges, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And most middleweights don't get the opportunity to do that at that level where you're a champion. And for him to show that and showcase that, okay, I beat the best guy I beat the number 1 guy in the division twice. Second time, no question. That's impressive. I'd be scared if I were the rest of these middleweights, man, because he's that guy right now.
Yeah. And it's crazy how efficient and effective he is with such a nasty style. Like you watch him fight and none of it looks like calculated or
Yeah.
I think Yuri Yuri had the best tweet by far since the fight. Did you see Yuri's tweet?
No, what did he say?
Bro, I almost got to pull it up. It was like the smoothest backhanded compliment you would like of all time. And I don't know if he's like setting up a fight, because he's hinted about coming back down in weight. I mean, after the Jamal, you probably want to stay at that size, but where is it? Where is it? Yeah, he said, "Congrats at Dricus du Plessis. No technique, no rhythm, but
I did see that.
But 200% activity and pressure, especially like a champion. That was inspirational. Like you smacked the fuck out of him twice. No technique, no rhythm, but
200% effort.
What a guy. Yuri's the fucking man. But I thought that was like well said. Like it does have no rhythm. It definitely has some level of technique, but like there's no rhythm, there's no fluid. Like you watch a champion like Izzy, where like everything looks so clean, and one move sets up the next move. With DDP, it feels like he's just lunging and just fucking throwing his arms and punching and clinching and just doing so much nastiness.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he's the fucking man right now.
Yeah. That's what makes him good, is because he's unpredictable, but at the same time, he has a lot of activity. You know, that's the one thing Sean Strickland lacks, is like he'll like be active 100% of the time.
One thing,
but he's not unpredictable at all. Like,
yeah.
He's not unpredictable. Like he'll you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
But it's annoying fighting him because he has great defense. Like that's what makes him so good, and he won't get out of your face. So you have to constantly think, all right, what am I gonna do here? What am I gonna do here? So he doesn't really give you enough time. But this was such a perfect matchup for him because he's fighting a guy who really has no game plan as far as like, you know, what, like how he fights. Like he's not very calculated at all, like Yuri said, but you know, he'll give you a good fight. Like he's not an easy, you know, he's not a slouch. Like
Strickland.
It's weird. DDP's like, the way I look at him, he's like the best and worst fighter I've ever seen. He really doesn't have technique at all, but he's strong, he hits hard, and you know, he's got wrestling in his background too. So, which I'm surprised he never even used wrestling in this fight. Just to add on to you know,
all that and much more. But to conclude, what a fun, like to see him against anybody in the top 10 would be fun. Like his style presents so many challenges that like you throw a wrestler in Hamzat, it feels like he has answers for that. You threw a striker like Izzy, he had answers clearly. Strickland, he had answers. He fought another former world champ, Robert Whitaker. Do you remember that fight? He had an answer. It was called a fucking lead jab. But yeah, what a guy DDP is. UFC 312, all in all, like it wasn't the best card in the world. I didn't have a blast watching it. There were some highlights for sure. Like the fucking co-main event where Weili Zhang just proved that she's the baddest bitch in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like she just, and Tatiana is a gangster too. Like, I feel like we can't not highlight that, bro. She's faced like the ultimate adversities like any athlete could face in a lifetime. She's faced them, responded, and then went 5 rounds with Weili, who again is the baddest bitch at strawweight in the world, bro. There's excuse me, there's nobody fucking with Weili. Nobody. And I believe it was like the 3rd round, 2nd round, somewhere in between the fight. They were in the pocket, and Weili throws just the most beautiful combination and catches Tatiana on her chin and stumbles her. You remember this? It was just like the most clean, straight shot.
Oh my God, yeah.
She buckled Tatiana.
Right here, and she's fucking snapped.
Did a full snap and like buckled her, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah,
that's her right there. Like,
she's one of the most technically sound fighters like in the sport, bro. Like she's so fucking good, and I think people low key forgot about that after her loss to Rose and you know that era, but. Dude, she's always been really fucking good. Like,
Yeah,
I fully believe like those fights with Rose, like she was having a bad slip. Like I never counted her out. Like she was just fucking good. Always has been, but
yeah,
yeah,
Weili's the
she's
best,
once
bro.
again putting on for China, man. Just
Yeah.
incredible.
Weili is the best, bro. And I know a few years, like when she like down the line when she retires and like she becomes a Hall of Famer, I think then we'll appreciate her way more than we do today.
Yeah,
Because like I don't know, this last one was most impressive to me because like she's
yeah,
always been a striker. She's always beat the hell out of all the best strikers. She finished Joanna. Like she's done incredible things. And like then you pair her up with fucking Suarez here, who's definitely like one of the best wrestlers that the this division's ever seen. Like she's a
yeah,
multiple time Division 1 champion, like
yeah,
like elite as they come. And then Weili dominated, boy,
yeah.
dominated.
Impressive,
Yeah,
really impressive stuff.
yeah. Aussie,
Yeah,
Aussie,
more.
Aussie. That was great too. I was like, yo, how could you not love this lady, bro? Like,
Nah, it's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Oh man, yeah, pretty interesting card too. I like the Killian Salkeed knockout. That was insane.
oh, that was early, right?
So Anshul is actually the first ever Indian fighter in the UFC, and I'm not sure if you saw like the podcast he was on previous to the show, dude. He was saying some crazy shit on there, dude. Yeah, yeah. He was like, "I got a chin of steel,
Yeah,
bro." He
yeah,
was talking like he could submit Habib and all this other shit. I'm like, dude, who is this guy? Then
yeah,
he goes in there and gets clipped,
yeah,
absolutely clipped.
yeah,
19-second knockout.
yeah. Like the first exchange.
Really, really good job by Killian. Really good
Yeah,
job on shutting that guy up. I thought that
yeah,
was impressive.
yeah. I seen that podcast clip only after the performance. So like, just I seen a montage. So they showed the clip and then they showed the knockout, and I'm like, that's the guy. That's
Yeah,
This is like a prime example of like being from an area where fighting or MMA is not that popular, or like not that prominent, not most challenging training around you. So in the gym, you feel like the fucking man. Nobody can hurt you, nobody can touch you. You're beating up everybody, it gives you like that false confidence. Then you go
yeah.
out on a big stage like this after saying that you're made of fucking, rocks and shit. Then you get on there and just that's rough. And then he was fighting with everybody in the octagon. He was arguing with the ref and then the doctor and then the commission, but like anybody. He's sitting there like, I'm like, chill, man, chill. You definitely
Yeah,
fuck.
he had a
Yeah,
rough night, man.
yeah.
He definitely
That
had a rough night.
that one was sweet. And then 2 fights later, that fucking Cody Steele and Rongzu fight. Remember that? You seen that one?
Which one?
The
Oh, the
one,
Cody Steele.
bro. That was a banger, boy.
Yeah, that was a fucking bang.
Whoever that Rongzu, whoever that guy is, fucking A, boy. I'm watching your next fight for sure. That was a great performance, bro. Cody's a gangster too. He's tough as nails. He didn't shy down from any of it.
I always like watching like watching the lightweights. They always have like the best middle ground with like speed and power because they're not like too heavy, they're not too light. Lightweight division is always just the best. I mean, you're always gonna have like the most exciting fighters here. I feel like,
Yeah, that's
like no
interesting
doubt.
take. Yeah, because I never even thought about that. That's fascinating. And then in the next fight, the Colby Thickness and Alexander Tuporia, Alexandre. Nah, you don't even want to talk about it. Still having fucking headphone malfunctions, dog.
My phone is just malfunctioning, dude.
You good?
I'm good now.
Thickness lost to Ilya
That is like a
Toporia's older
crazy
brother.
last name, by the way.
Crazy last
Go
name.
ahead.
Yeah. Thickness. Yeah. Thickenese.
Oh yeah, Toporia's brother
Yeah.
made his debut and won.
And honestly, you could kind of see it, right? They have similar. They obviously kind of similar looks, but they have similar styles too. Where like they're gonna march you down. They're like looking for their shot. They're like this. He also has that, which is fun.
apparently I've been hearing that he took a lot of time off from competing.
Yeah.
For like some injuries.
Yeah.
And then he came back like, and people were like talking about this guy. They were like, dude, he is one of the hardest working fighters and like one of the toughest fighters like they've ever had to deal with. Like as far as like sparring and stuff goes, like people have worked with him. I think Volkanovski said he worked with him too.
Oh,
which is crazy.
Thickness?
What's that?
The Kobe Thickness character?
No, Alexandra Topuria.
That Volkanovski worked with him?
Apparently he has. I've seen a clip. I was like, that's kind of crazy.
I think he got.
But he said he's one of the toughest guys he's ever like worked with. Like,
yeah.
So people are hyping this guy up, you know.
We'll see, and it's fun because he's not in the same weight class as his brother, so that's nice.
Exactly. That'd be pretty cool to see them both at the top.
Yeah,
like, bantamweights, man, not easy, man. Once you get in that top 10,
that's real. That's real shit. But
not easy.
Yeah, he made his UFC debut on a big stage. That was pretty cool. I enjoyed the Batman versus the Joker. Did you see that one? That build up at all?
Yeah. Nah, I didn't really tap. I saw clips. Sorry. I saw clips of that shit on stage. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, I don't really care about the fight as much as I enjoyed the stage shit. I'm like, wow. I really enjoyed Bruno Brazil like leaning into it. Like, yeah, you think you're the Joker? I'll be Batman. Watch this. I was like, yeah, that's how you capture a moment right there.
Yeah, UFC's starting to turn to the WWE a little bit.
I don't
like the partnership with them makes a little bit more sense these days, you know.
Yeah, I don't mind it, man. It was fun to see. Yeah, I don't really got much else on this card other than that Justin Tafa and Taliesin Teixeira fight.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
This fight was so hyped and it ended in 35 seconds.
Like, I feel like the UFC app, like, they hate the Tafa brothers.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There can't be any sort of love or like they just feed them wolves. They feed them guys on like 3 days notice. They don't give a fuck. And in this one, they fed them like an NBA center. And Justin Tafa is like equivalent to like a height of like a shooting guard at most. Like he's like 6 feet tall. This dude,
I didn't even think about that.
He's like punching down, bro. I'm like, who made this? Who thought of this fight? Who did this to this guy?
Yeah, Dana's evil for these matchups. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, this one was bad. This one was bad. I'm like, if you ever curious what would happen if fucking Anthony Edwards and like, I don't know, fucking Nikola Jokic decided to have a fist fight, what would happen? Nikola would fucking roll right through him, bro. Size matters. Anyways, yeah, bro. 312 wasn't the best card in the world.
Yeah, not the best card I've seen. You know, definitely probably the second best card of the year. I'll say.
It's only February.
Yeah, we're early, but
yeah,
still a lot more to go.
I imagine come like July, won't even remember this card took place.
It's not even gonna exist, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be dead in the water. But speaking of dead cards that we'll forget about, this weekend in the Apex, Jared Cannonier is taking on RoboCop Gregory Rodrigues, and it's funny enough, Cannonier's coming in the favorite.
I know.
That's crazy, no?
Surprising.
Number 7 ranked Jared Cannonier. We talking about the same guy here?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna say it now, man. There's 2 lotteries on this card, man. There are 2 fighters on here that can make people a lot of money on Saturday. A lot of money.
I feel like
we'll start with Jared.
Yeah, I feel like there's a few on here.
Yeah,
more than 2, maybe 5, 6. Anytime Edmund Shabazzian's on the card, that's automatically 1.
Oh yeah, But
bet
if he's
that dude.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Jared Cannonier fighting RoboCop. Yeah, I think we can keep this short and sweet.
It's definitely gonna be short.
Sorry, a little louder for me, buddy.
I just said it's definitely going to be short.
Yeah, probably a very short fight too. Yeah, Jared, love the guy, man. I can't express how much I love this guy, but dude, he's just not at the top level anymore, unfortunately,
Yeah.
man. After losing to Nasruddin, I feel like that was really the end. Like I felt like that was the end. Like seeing him
Yeah.
fight Nasruddin last summer, I thought that this should have been it. Honestly, I thought that like you can't beat one of the top up and coming guys. It's done, man. You're 40 years old. I think he was 39 at the time, but you're 40 years old now. You lose to a guy like that in the way you lost to him, which is like not a respect. It's not like a disrespectful loss in any way, shape, or form, but this guy walked over you in that fourth round and cleans you out like you didn't even belong in here.
Damn.
And then goes on to fight Kaio, which we know everything. We know Kaio's like he was up and coming too, but just fucking starched him. Like didn't even fucking leave anything on the table for the judges. Wasn't a clean knockout. I thought he would take Jared out of there, but still didn't leave anything for the judges, but just walks over him, bro. And he's still going after it, bro. He's still going after it to fight Gregory Rodrigues. I think this one might end even worse than those last two, bro. I'm going to be really honest with you. I think Gregory's just going to walk over him, bro. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. Gregory has way too much power. So does Jared. You know, Jared's, you know, we all know power goes last, but Gregory has too much to offer him. Too much wrestling, too much grappling. He can submit him. He can knock him out. Just too many weapons. And Jared fucking sucks on the fence, bro. He sucks. He fucking sucks, bro. Like, let's be real. He sucks.
Chill, man.
He's not good, bro. He never has been. He's never improved on it. It's going to be easy night for Greg. What are your thoughts, man? I'm going to keep it short and sweet there, bro.
Damn. No love for Jared Cannonier, huh? You guys don't stick together?
Yeah. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. It's not going to be a good night for him, bro. Sorry, bro.
Underrated joke I just said just flew right over your head. We can move past it. We got to get you new headphones, bro. This is literally like I feel like a quarter of the things I say are not even delivered to your ears.
I hear you, but it's low.
I mean, I in somewhat I kind of agree with you. I definitely think the best days of Jared Cannonier are definitely behind us. His last two fights have been rough, but then like you look at the level of competition that was, like those are two of like the top guys at middleweight. Kaio's a little bit outside of that top five, but I mean, we seen what Imavov did in his last fight. So I mean, as much as I want to hold that against Jared because it was bad, he took a lot of damage in that fight. I almost don't even want to because it's like Imavov could be a champion in a few months. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know how this plays out, but to bring that back here, I don't know if Gregory is on like the Imavov Kaio. I don't think he's on that level or even close to that level. So I don't know if he's walking through Cannonier. He definitely packs a big punch. He's definitely a taller guy. He definitely hits fucking hard as a motherfucker, it seems. And also a tough bastard. He had one of those like nastiest cuts ever where you literally could see the guy's brain. And he still fought forward. I'm pretty sure won that fight. So with all that being said, I don't have any chickens in this race. I see Jared is a underdog, which like this whole time I'm convincing myself that he's gonna win this fight. So I'm gonna take Jared just because he's an underdog and I like to lose money. I'm gonna go Jared Cannonier in this fight.
Nah, I respect it. That like I said, he's the first lottery pick on this card. It's definitely a fight he could win because of his power, but he has to knock Gregory out. Like, let's be real. That's the only way I see him winning this. Will he do it? Jared's unpredictable. We don't know. After his last two performances, I don't think he will. So that's where I'm at with it. Calvin Kattar, Youssef Zalal.
Talk about jackpot charities, huh?
Again, man. Another lottery pick with Calvin Kattar. This is a tough one, man, because Calvin Calvin has a good skill set for Youssef. I feel like this is a pretty competitive fight. I don't know how much of a favorite that Youssef is to Calvin. I don't know if you have those numbers, but I do imagine
Take a guess.
this fight could end. Go ahead.
No, I want you to take a guess. I'm just going based off the UFC's website. So I know those numbers aren't super accurate, but I want you to guess what you think the line is.
Plus 210, Calvin?
Not a bad guess. I would have guessed something in that range. Bro, plus 370.
Wow.
370.
I mean,
I got to get the live numbers, but 370?
Yeah. Yeah, 370 is tough, man. That's a tough one.
370.
I mean, Youssef is just so good, bro. He's just really good, man. He's a really good featherweight. He's got a lot of weapons that I feel like Calvin would struggle with. We know the grappling, the wrestling. You know, he's a submission artist, bro. He can submit the best of the best, bro. I fully believe that with this kid. And Calvin's got a young guy in there, man. A young, hungry guy. You know, may not have the level of activity on, you know, as far as the jabs go and, you know, on the feet. You know, Calvin definitely has that, but so Calvin gets my +1 in that, you know, because the fight always starts on the feet. But if it goes to the ground, man, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough one for him.
Calvin at 370 is fucking nuts. I think they're just riding on his last few fights, him not having the best look in the world. You know, tearing his ACL or MCL against fucking Arnold Allen. That fight, I feel like it didn't even happen. What else happened? I feel like he beat Emmett, but that's just me. I think Youssef is definitely nice, but nah, not this time around. Sorry, Bell. You must have bit off too much more than you can chew.
I'm going Youssef, bro, unfortunately.
Respect.
Submission.
Honestly, the rest of this card is kind of shout out my boy Connor Matthews on this card out here representing the New England cartel out here, representing Massachusetts on a big scale. Shout out our guy, him and Kattar. Anyways, the rest of this card is kind of just
yeah, not really that much. You got Angela Hill and Ketlin Souza.
Ketlin Souza's a dangerous chick, though.
Gabriel Bonfim, good fighter. You know, hasn't too much in the UFC, but
both Bonfim brothers on this card.
Yeah, I like Gabriel. Gabriel's pretty.
Elijah Smith, I remember watching him on the Contender series.
Yeah,
that he had a wicked fun fight. He's fighting another fun fighter, and that'll be a sweet one. Vince Morales, Elijah Smith on that early prelims. All right, I'm fishing at this point.
You know damn well you ain't watching these fights.
Yeah,
you're tuning in right for that main event.
Yeah, I'm a loser.
We'll be into it.
I'm a loser type, so like I don't really be doing nothing other than watching fights and podcasts and listening to shit. So that's my life. Speaking of podcasts, listening to shit, we haven't even talked about what'd you think of that whole Bryce Mitchell situation?
Oh, bro, come on, bro. We don't need to talk about this.
That shit was nuts, no?
It was nuts, and we'll leave it at that, bro. He's lost his marbles, bro.
Yeah.
He's lost his marbles.
Yeah, that's CTE right there for you. My favorite part of that whole thing was at the beginning of it, where he's like,
"Your favorite part?"
Yeah, there was some gems in that shit. No.
Oh, the podcast you meant?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't watch that podcast. After I seen that clip, I didn't even bother tuning into that podcast.
No, I meant the clip. The clip had some funny.
The clip. Okay, I got you.
The best part of the clip, whenever he opened with, according to my own research and educational doctrination.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yo, anybody who says that, bro, anything they say after that, it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know what you're talking. He said, according to my own research and doctrination, education. That means nothing. And then you say something like the stupid, we can leave it at that. But that was the most insane thing to come out of his mouth. You know, it's crazy when Dana releases a statement like hours after.
Dude, did you see him when he went on the Jackson podcast?
Yes, that's
and they were just like, bro, shut up. Like, we didn't bring you on here to explain yourself, bro. We brought you on here because we fucked with you prior to this. And we still think you're a semi-good dude, but we're not going to fucking talk about this, bro.
Yeah, apparently they had him booked before he said what he said.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they tried to get him out there for a year, bro. And then he does this bullshit.
But, like, just cancel it. Tell him not to come. Don't bring him in the place, get set up and be like, you know what you said? And then goes, yeah. And then you say, yeah, it was a horrible thing to say, and you're going to sit here and we're going to crucify you and say all these bad things, and you're not going to be able to defend yourself.
I can't believe we're talking about this, but yeah, dude, he's a scumbag, bro. He's just a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Bryce, bro, he's a piece of shit, dude. And then he tried to deflect, bro. He tried deflecting the situation, being like, "Oh yeah, it was completely taken out of context, bro." There's no context behind, bro. There's nothing you can say can defend what you said, bro. There's no context for it. What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, and he tried to
you said that bullshit, bro.
I was talking about before he killed all those people.
Like, bro, there's no
doesn't matter.
You said that guy, and we're not saying his name on this podcast, but you said that guy's name. You said he was a good dude. You said you believed that he was this and that. It's like, nah, there's no hidden context for that, bro.
No, what
are you talking about? Yeah, he's a scumbag, bro. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, you're done. You're completely
honestly, if I'm Dana, I'd just cut him, bro. Honestly, saying some stupid shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But then I heard Chael talk about it, and I thought it was interesting. He said, like, well, if you cut him and release him, then you have no power over him. Then he can go out and do whatever the fuck he wants.
So what?
If you have him on contract now, you can feed him to Dracus Duplessis or some shit. Give him like Yuri Prochazka or Alex Pereira.
Get him fucked up.
Go get him smashed, bro. Feed him Josh Emmett again.
That's crazy.
Do something, man, or like just make him go to classes or something, bro. Go teach him some shit, bro. Because according to my own research and indoctrination, that shit is not working.
Yeah, he's a goofball. He's a goofball.
Yeah. All right. What else?
Yeah, enough of him. Yeah, not much else to talk about. I mean, we could talk about some fights coming up. Do a quick preview if you want to do that. Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. That is next weekend.
We're gonna save that one for next week. Yeah, I'm
excited for that one.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
pumped for that one. We got Shakur Stevenson and Floyd Schofield next weekend.
Honestly, that Artur Beterbiev card, the Artur Beterbiev and Bivol card, is really fun. They have the undercard on that shit is fire.
It's the same card.
Yeah,
they're on the same card, so it'll be a nice night. And then we got Daniel Dubois, Joseph Parker, which is good. Good heavyweight mix. Good heavyweight mix in there. Hamza Shiraz, I've been talking about him a little bit.
Yeah,
he's on the zone too. He's at the middleweights. He's fun to watch. Yeah. And then Virgil Ortiz and Israel Madrimov. I'm excited for this.
That's
one,
a bang.
This card is honestly stacked, bro. This is what boxing needs to get back to, bro.
Yeah.
This is what they need to get back to. Cards like this, like UFC, bro. Just stacked fights on here.
Yeah.
Big names. I'm excited, bro. I'm excited. Yeah. Callum Smith fighting too, just for another name too.
Yeah, that card, and the UFC has a fun card that week. That's Song Yadong. Who's he?
Song Yadong and
Cejudo. Triple C.
Henry Cejudo's coming back. Yeah.
That's a fun card, bro. Brandon Allen, I think, is on that card. Gene Silva's on that fucking. That's a fun card. That's a fun card for sure. Yeah, so that'll be a fun pod next week, eh?
Yeah, it's gonna be a good pod. Really good. So excited about these fights, man. Yeah. Really excited. Really excited.
Honestly, I can't think of anything else that's worth talking about. So I feel like that's a good. That must mean it's time to end it.
Yeah, we'll get because then we're getting into March territory. March territory stacks for fights, bro. Stacks fights for boxing in March, bro. Oh my god, bro. We're gonna have a fucking time in March.
Fuck yeah. We'll save it for then. If you made it to this part of the podcast, Josh and I greatly appreciate the support. Please follow us on all the socials. Subscribe on YouTube. 5 stars on Apple, Spotify. I've done no interviews yet in 2025. So if you're a fighter and listening and want to change that, hit the boy in the DM so we can make that shit happen. But until next time, enjoy the fights and, of course, free Palestine.
Peace.